BenQ reached out to us to sponsor a video about their SW271 monitor, which is marketed as engineered for photographers and great for video editing too. But what does that mean? Well, it means it has hardware calibration support, fantastically accurate colors covering over 99% of the Adobe RGB color space, and it's 4K to boot. So then, with a tool like this at our disposal, we thought, well, hey, why don't we take this opportunity to take a look at how we have done a less than perfect job of color correcting some of our own videos here at LTT, while offering you guys 3 tips and tricks for taking our color correction, and maybe yours too, to the next level. And since I can't tell pink from periwinkle, I've enlisted the help of our very own director of photography, Brandon Lee. Okay, there you go.
Okay. So taking a look at our backlog from the last 6 months or so, I was able to identify 3 common, let's call them shortcomings, that I think we could improve on. The script is not moving at all, what the heck. Number 1, foreground to background color exposure balancing. This can be really challenging, especially if you're shooting outdoors like we were in our recent Asus AI mesh video. Let's freeze frame there. We did an okay job balancing the exposure here, but it could have been better. The image is overexposed overall, but it's particularly bright in the background compared to Linus. So what we should have done is brought the background highlights down to make Linus and the laptop stand out more like this. Number 2, color consistency throughout the video. If your colors are inconsistent, then scene changes are really jarring and distract the viewer. We were guilty of this on our TechLinked announcement video, where we quickly jumped from location to location and each spot had a different dominant light source. In this case, the biggest issue is white balance. At the beginning, we start in Linus's office where he's being lit by a daylight balanced aperture 120D. The daylight from the outside is mostly being stopped by the window shades, and the white balance on the camera is a little warmer because I personally think it's a good fit for the friendly tone of the video. But then we move to Nick's office, where the guys are being lit by much warmer overhead lights and the shades are open, so we see blue daylight behind them. To keep the color ideal for this shot, I split my white balance between the cool daylight and warm overheads, otherwise their skin would look really orange. But in a fast-paced shooting environment, you have to make these changes on the fly and they're not going to be perfect, which is okay as long as you close the gap in post-production, which we didn't do this time.
We release a video every day, all right? Give me a break.
Alright, that's fine, because I've done the color correction now, and watching the before and after, you can see that it's a smoother experience since the scenes have more unity. And finally, number 3, color grading. This is the process of deliberately altering the colors in the pursuit of artistic expression, rather than neutrality and realism. But here's the thing. In order to do color grading properly, color correction has to be done first. If your starting point doesn't have consistent and neutral colors and exposure, then color grading will usually only serve to make your videos look amateurish. Our camping battle station video is a good example of a video that is ready for color grading. It's nicely balanced, but it lacks that wow factor to take it to the next level. Tweaking the green and yellow tones throughout each shot, as well as the adjustments to the overall contrast, make the video pop just a little bit more. We did actually color grade our murder box video. See how those warm colors shine through? But in my personal opinion, we could have worked in a bit more color contrast by pushing cooler colors in the shadows to contrast the warm orange midtones. There we go. So that's it. Brandon's top 3 tips for taking your videos, our videos to the next level. Back to you, Linus.
Thanks, Brandon. Now, are we really doing the newscaster bit? Okay, whatever. Now let's take a closer look at the SW271. So first and foremost, it comes with a shading hood. This not only helps cut out glare, but perhaps more importantly, makes your monitor, and by extension you, look like a super badass. It even comes with this little door in the top for your spectrophotometer or your colorimeter, so you don't need to take the hood off when you need to calibrate the display, which you can do with the included Palette Master Element software that, in our case, made the already great out-of-the-box color accuracy even better thanks to hardware calibration. It managed delta E values under 1, well under what's perceivable by the human eye, so thank you, 14-bit 3D lookup table. It also comes with this little puck control. Ooh, right for the face. Puck Controller, which not only makes the on-screen display easier to use, but also lets you set shortcuts like switching between sRGB, Adobe RGB, and advanced black and white modes, and it nests nicely into the stand in this little nook right here, keeping it nice and clean. The stand, by the way, is very sturdy, mitigating screen wobble while still affording a generous amount of swivel, elevation, tilt, and even 90-degree pivot. Although it should be noted that your shade will not function quite the way that it does when you have it in landscape mode.
Incorrect.
This gives
shade
a
actually
no.
has 4 parts that you can use to put it in the other mode.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Never mind. I stand corrected. Now, in terms of I/O, we've got 2 HDMI 2.0s, 1 DisplayPort 1.4, as well as DisplayPort over USB Type-C, which can also deliver both data and 10 watts of power. Plus, there's a no rotation required USB hub with an integrated SD reader that you can check out here on the side. So a big thank you to BenQ for sponsoring this video. Big thank you to Brandon for providing me with some much needed color correction tips. You guys can check out the SW271 photographer's monitors, as well as other monitors in this lineup, like the SW320, SW2700 PT, and SW240, which is just $400 at the link below. And if you have more color correction questions, make sure you leave a post on our forum where you can chat with a giant community, which includes, believe it or not, some professionals and enthusiasts, as well as some trolls. I'm not going to oversell it. So thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do, but if it was awesome, get subscribed, hit that like button, or maybe check out the link to where to buy the stuff we featured in the video description. Also down there is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join.